Hi everyone, my name is Maura Black. I'm a managing attorney here at Chisholm, and Kilpatrick. We're here with another CCK update. A recent report by the VA Office of the Inspector General revealed that the Veterans Benefits Administration, or VBA, failed to ensure that complex veterans' appeals were decided by the proper staff. Some background on this. When a veteran or a claimant is unhappy with a VA decision on their claim, they have the right to file an appeal. VA Decision Review Operation Centers, or DROCs, are responsible for processing those appeals. We know that appeals can vary widely in complexity and priority. Some examples of complex appeals include those claims for ALS, traumatic brain injury, or claims based on military sexual trauma, or MST. As such, it makes sense that these complex appeals must be processed by certain designated DROC raters who meet specific requirements and have followed certain procedures. The requirements for these complex appeal DROC eligible individuals range from completion of increased training for complex claim types or demonstrating a certain percent of accuracy in the decisions that they draft. When improperly trained or unqualified raters work on complex appeals, this can result in inaccurate decisions, improper payments to veterans, and generally delays in an already delayed system. In March of 2022, the VA Office of the Inspector General received an anonymous tip that a DROC was not designating the appropriate staff to work complex appeals. The complainant stated that there were no designated decision makers assigned to work these complex appeals, and staff had not completed any additional training that would provide proficiency to work these complex appeals. Following this allegation, the OIG looked at 3 samples of complex appeals consisting of claims for ALS, MST, and TBI. Decisions completed by DROC raters were reviewed from the timeframe between October of 2021 and February of 2022. So what did the OIG find in investigating this information? They estimated that 1,200 of 1,300 complex appeals, that's about 93%, were decided by DROC raters who had not been designated to process complex appeals, had not completed all mandatory training, and did not receive the second signature reviews when those were required. OIG also estimated that 760 of 1,300 complex appeals were decided by DROC raters who were not designated as a specialized processor. 780 of 1,300 complex appeals were decided by DROC raters who had not completed all mandated training courses concerning the appealed issue, and 820 complex appeals were decided by DROC raters without the required second signatures. Additionally, the OIG found that VBA's Office of Administrative Review, or OIR, which is responsible for managing and operating DROCs, failed to monitor completed appeals to ensure that they were decided by the appropriate raters. Further, OIR did not ensure that raters met necessary requirements during their site visits. In the report, the OIG made several recommendations to VBA, including VBA needed to incorporate oversight to periodically ensure that complex appeals were being processed by qualified raters. VBA was directed to establish better communication among managers and staff. And more generally, VBA, it was recommended, was to implement a more organized system to avoid future issues of this nature. The OIG further stated that it would monitor the implementation of all of these recommendations until the VBA provided sufficient evidence demonstrating resolution of the issues identified. So, what can we expect from here? Do we believe that, and should veterans expect to see any changes in the nature of the decisions that they're receiving from the VA as a result of the OIG report? Will this review force VBA to rectify the many issues with its appeals process? Will VA adopt the recommendations that the OIG report contained? We will have to see how that all plays out in the future. To read OIG's full report, you can access it in the link that's provided along with this video. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for watching us as always, and be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on all things VA and veterans benefits. We'll see you next time.